Hey guys, we're here with our week 2 battle of the GPSL, and we're going up against SacredThunder and his team, the Washington Blazekins. Real quick, let's go over SacredThunder's team. As you can see in the sticky note, he has Mega Charizard X, Keldeo, Mew, Raikou, Mamoswine, Heracross, Florges, Electros, Tyrantrum, Durant, Drifblim, and Bastiodon. And of course, my team is going to be Mega Lopunny, Latias, Clefable, Skarmory, Arcanine, Milotic, Crocodile, Cofagrigus, Ambipom, Rotom Mow, Muck, and Regirock. The first thing I noticed about his team is that he has a lot to deal with my team. I'm almost certain Raikou is coming. I am certain Mamoswine is coming. I am certain Mew is coming. And I am certain Megazard X is coming. I was kind of debating what else he could bring. Maybe Keldeo, maybe Florges, maybe Heracross. I was really kind of expecting Durant. But I feel like I prepared a team that could best handle his team. So, looking at SacredThunder's last battle up against ErcaPerca, ErcaPerca, what he did to take out that Megazard X was he used a Scarfed Garchomp. So we kind of took a page out of his book and we brought a Scarf Latias. So here we have the red one. Oh, excuse me. Holding a Choice Scarf with the ability Levitate and the moves Draco Meteor, Psychic, Hidden Power Fire, and Healing Wish. Draco Meteor is for General Stab. Psychic is for General Stab. Hidden Power Fire is to hit that Durant, which resists both of my stabs, as well as the Bastiodon, but I really don't think Bastiodon is coming. And then Healing Wish is for the same thing it was last week, in case I need to bring something back to life that is crucial to my team. Looking at his EVs, we have 16 HP, 252 special attack, and 240 speed with a timid nature. That speed is enough to outspeed a Choice Scarf Keldeo, and in turn will also outspeed a +1 Mega Charizard X. Honestly, dropping Draco Meteors is the best thing I can do, especially if he doesn't bring that Florges. But I have things to prepare for everything else. This is mostly to handle the Mega Charizard X in an offensive standpoint, but what I really needed was something that could switch into Mega Charizard X. So I grabbed the most defensive Pokemon I have with Dwayne, the Rock, holding the leftovers with the ability Sturdy. I didn't even mention, it's our Regirock, Dwayne, with the ability Sturdy, and has the moves Stone Edge, Thunder Wave, Sleep Talk, and Rest. And this thing is max physical defense with the rest in HP, max HP of course. Running some calcs, I can even live a +3 Outrage from a Mega Charizard X if you wanted to use it. And I can 2-hit KO with Stone Edge, I can cripple it with Thunder Wave, and I can recover myself with Rest. And because I'm not completely useless while I have Rest, I have Sleep Talk, maybe get off some Thunder Waves on some paralyses on things that would be helpful on, and then Stone Edge for General Stab. This thing is a Charizard X wall. Charizard X cannot touch this thing unless he brings, like, I don't know, Hidden Power Water or something crazy. Then I didn't even calc that, but maybe. Up next, we have Amigo making his debut, our Arcanine, holding the leftovers with the ability Intimidate, the moves Will-O-Wisp, Morning Sun, Flare Blitz, and Extreme Speed. Max HP, 4 attack, and 252 special defense with a careful nature. This thing is meant to be a mixed wall. With the Intimidate, I can stop a lot of things in their tracks like Heracross and Zardax. And my typing the Pure Fire typing allows me to handle most of his physical attackers besides that Mamoswine. I wanted to run Intimidate over Flash Fire because Flash Fire really only helps for Mega Charizard X, but Intimidate still helps for Mega Charizard X and can also help for things like Heracross or Durant and things like that. Will-O-Wisp is for the general burning of Pokemon. Morning Sun is for my own recovery. Flare Blitz is for general stab, and Extreme Speed is for priority because this is actually my only priority on this team. This thing is meant, as I said before, it's meant to be a mixed wall. Not so much an offensive Arcanine this week, more so a defensive one. But either way, up next we have Vanilla, the star of the show, our Mega Lopunny, holding the Lopunite, of course, with the ability Limber, which will become Scrappy once it Mega Evolves. It has the moves Fake Out, Return, Drain Punch, and Healing Wish. Most people don't realize that Mega Lopunny does indeed get Healing Wish. with max attack, 32 special defense, and 224 speed with an adamant nature. That speed investment is enough to outspeed his entire team except for Scarfers. Scarf Keldeo, Scarf Raikou, Scarf Mew, Scarf Heracross, things like that. Fake Out is for flinches, get cheap damage I don't deserve, and then Return and Drain Puncher for dual stab. I'm not running High Jump Kick again because I'm afraid of Protect. Drain Punch will do fine, and then Healing Wish in case I need to switch into something else. Because Mega Lopunny and Latios are both kind of win conditions, so if both get really low, I can just Healing Wish over to the other, and it'd be nice to have. I don't think Mega Lopunny is going to do nearly as well as it did last week. Last week it picked up 4 kills, I think? 3 kills if you don't. 3 kills because of the rock switching. 3 kills. I don't think it's going to do that well this time, but it might be able to get some kills and just honestly put in a lot of offensive pressure. Honestly, the idea of Mega Lopunny on my team is what scares my opponents, and that's nice to have on my team. Up next, we have Excalibur, our Skarmory, holding the leftovers with the ability Sturdy, and has the moves Roost, Iron Head, Brave Bird, and Defog, with 72 HP, 180 attack, and 252 defense, with an adamant nature. This is actually kind of the same policy I had last week with the offensive yet defensive Skarmory. That attack investment is enough to hit KO that Florges with Iron Head, assuming he doesn't have leftovers, which he will. But I would have to have max attack adamant to even have a chance to hit KO with after leftovers recovery. So I figured having a 2-hit, maybe 3-hit KO would be nice to have. Maybe he doesn't bring leftovers for some reason. You never know. What also is nice about this Skarmory is it is a Mamoswine wall. He cannot touch this Mamoswine, and I can probably 2-hit KO him with Iron Head, maybe even Oko. Brave Bird is nice to have because he does have a lot of flying weaknesses, such as Heracross and Keldeo. Actually, I think those are his only flying weaknesses, so maybe not so much. But those are really big weaknesses on his team. So Brave Bird is nice to have. Roost is for recovery. Defog is to get rid of hazards in case he gets them up on me. And last but definitely not least, this team is missing a special wall, so I decided to use Pinky, our Clefable, with leftovers and Unaware. I feel like Unaware is more useful than Magikarp this week. It's just that I feel like he has a lot of setup mods like Mega Charizard X and like Nasty Plot Mew, Calm Mind Raikou, Calm Mind Keldeo, things like that. But we have Moonblast, Flamethrower, Moonlight, and Stealth Rock. Moonblast for general stab, Flamethrower to hit that Durant, which resists Moonblast, and to neutrally hit the Bastiodon, but I really don't think it's coming. Moonlight for my own recovery, and Stealth Rock. You can't actually run Soft Boiled and Stealth Rock on a Clefable. It doesn't work because of old generations and things like that. So Moonlight's the next best thing. And then Stealth Rock is to get up our own rocks. Stealth Rock has to be on Clefable because I don't want it to be on Skarmory. Skarmory kind of caught 4 move syndrome this week, where I needed 5 moves on it, but I can only fit 4. So I decided to put it on Clefable instead. Our EVs real quick is max special defense, of course. This thing is a special wall. This thing stops Keldeo, really, and Raikou if it needs to, and can retaliate pretty decently with Moonblast. This thing is a wall. That's really all there is to it. Overall, I feel really confident with this team. I'm not exactly sure what on his team could beat this team, but I guess we'll definitely find out, and I will see you guys at the battle. Alright guys, here we are at the battle. Looking at the team he brought, of course I expected Mew and Mamoswine and Raikou and Charizard. I was a little bit surprised with Heracross, and I was really surprised with Drifblim. I was kind of expecting Florges and Durant over those two, but nonetheless, we're prepared for either of them as best as we can be. Looking at his possible leads, I don't know what he's going to lead with, so I'm just going to go for the when in doubt adjustment and assume he's going to lead with one of his Stealth Rockers, which could be Mew or could be Mamoswine. So I'm going to go ahead and lead off with my Skarmory in retaliation to that, but he, once again, predicts that very nicely and leads off with the Charizard. I'm really bad at these lead matchups. I'm immediately going to switch out of my Regirock because it's my Mega Charizard X wall. This thing cannot touch me. So he's going to Mega Evolve and he's going to set up a Dragon Dance on this turn, which is fine with me because I can still take +1 Outrages and Dragon Claws very nicely. And I'm going to go for a Thunder Wave this turn as he goes for a Dragon Claw. That does a decent chunk, but not to the point where it's scary, I guess is the best way to put it. So we're going to go for a Thunder Wave and cripple this Mega Charizard X. And now we're going to go for a Stone Edge to attack him. He switches out, and he's going to bring in his Mamoswine, which will take a decent amount from Stone Edge anyways, but we're going to miss no matter what. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We're going to stay in on this turn because I know I can actually live an Earthquake. It'll only do around like 61%. As long as I could live one as long as he wasn't Choice Banded, and I could set up a rest this turn and bring myself back to full. But he actually just goes for an Icicle Crush, which now I definitely will live it. He reveals that he's Life Orb and we go to sleep, and now we're going to bring in our Skarmory because it's our Mamoswine wall. He's going to go for a Earthquake, and we're going to be completely immune to that, which is perfectly fine. And now there's no reason to not just fire off a Stab Iron Head and see what we could do. He's going to switch into his Drifloon right here, and it's going to take this Iron Head very nicely. I'm not quite sure what kind of Drifloon set this is. I know Drifloon has a really large HP stat, and every other stat is kind of meh. But I know Drifloon gets Thunderbolt for sure, so I'm going to switch into my special wall, which is going to be Clefable, as he does indeed go for the Thunderbolt. We're going to eat that up very nicely just because of how bulky Clefable is. And now we're going to set up Stealth Rocks, predicting the switch. And right now we're in a pretty good position. Still 6-6, but that's okay because we got our Rocks up, and that was the main goal of this team, was to get Rocks up, get some damage off on everything. So now I'm going to switch out because I don't have the greatest physical bulk, and once again I'm just going to go straight into Skarmory, my Mamoswine wall. And he's going to go for a Icicle Crash, I believe. An Iron Head, even better. Now we can really take that because we resist it. I forgot he carried Iron Head on this Mamoswine, strictly for the Clefable. But he just keeps racking up that Life Orb damage. So he's going to bring in the Raikou, and we are going to switch into our special wall, which is our Clefable, once again predicting the Drifloon switch in. But switching into it on Raikou is perfectly fine as well, because this scares him out. He knows he can't touch me. He obviously recognizes that I'm specially defensive. So I'm just going to go for a Stab Moonblast and see what I can do in terms of damages. He's going to switch in his Mew. Now, Mew is so unpredictable because it can do literally everything. So, I'm not exactly sure what this Mew set is. We actually get the special attack drop on the Moonblast, which will kind of not really make much of a difference, as he's going to go for a Nasty Plot, and I don't care. I don't care that he's going for Nasty Plot because I have Unaware. I'm just going to keep going for Moonblasts. These few turns are actually going to get a bit stally, so I'm just going to fast forward them. He's going to keep on healing up with Roost, and I'm going to go for Moonblast, just trying to whittle this thing down. I don't care how much he Nasty Plots because I'm Unaware, it won't make a difference. I start going for Flamethrower, hoping to get a burn, which in hindsight was a very bad idea because he has Synchronized. I didn't think of that until after the battle. But he has Synchronized, so if I were to get a burn, my Clefable would be burned. I don't ever get a burn, which is nice to have. And we're just going to trade blows. He's going to go for Psyshocks. I'm going to go for Flamethrowers. And he's going to keep on Nasty Plotting. I'm not sure why. I figured at this point he would recognize that I'm Unaware. I keep on going for Flamethrowers, hoping to get a burn, which I know is a bad idea now. But in the moment, I thought it was a good idea. He's going to go for an Ice Beam, hoping to freeze me, I guess. And now he goes for Psyshock. This turn I have to go for Moonlight because he will kill me otherwise. So I go for Moonlight and he goes for Psyshock and gets a crit. That's a very unfortunate crit because I just lost my special wall and there's a +4 Mew in front of me. So the only way I can possibly take this out is to force him to switch out or a combination of Fake Out and return from a Mega Low Pony. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Mega Evolve, go for Fake Out, get some cheap damage I don't deserve. I actually used it this week. And now I'm just going to go for Return and take out this Mew, no problem. So it's 5-5, tie game. We're in a good position at this point. He's going to bring in his Heracross right here. And the way he brought it in, I know this is Scarf. This has got to be Scarf Moxie Heracross, and I cannot take a close combat. So I'm going to go into my Arcanine, go for the Intimidate drop. I figure I can take one, and he's going to actually go for the close combat as I predicted, and gets another crit. So down goes Arcanine, one-shotted by a crit close combat from the Heracross, even at -1. I'm going to bring in my Latios and just drop a Draco on whatever he was going to switch in. I didn't think he would stay in because he's scarfed in close combat. He's going to switch in his Drifloon, and this thing's going to die instantaneously. So now goes Drifblim, and we re-tied up the game. It is now 4-4. But I'm going to have to switch out this Latios now because I'm so low. He's going to bring in his Raikou. Now this is kind of an interesting position because I'm kind of fearing Shadow Ball, Hidden Power, Ice. I don't know what he's going to go for. So I'm going to switch into my Mega Lopunny because I figure it can take any hit and then retaliate with a quick attack, or a combination of Fake Out and Return. But he goes for the Aura Sphere. And in hindsight, I should have recognized that immediately because if it's a shiny Raikou, chances are it has Aura Sphere. So I'm going to go for a Fake Out and get a crit, which doesn't matter too much because if this Raikou isn't Scarfed, I kill with Return. He isn't Scarfed. I figured he wouldn't have 2 Scarfers because he already had a Scarf Heracross. He dies to a Return. He's going to switch in his Mamoswine, I'm assuming to go for Ice Shard and just take out my Mega Lopunny. I'm having none of that. I'm going to go into my Skarmory. Once again, it's my Mamoswine wall. There's no reason to not go into Skarmory at this point. Ice Shard does nothing, and he loses health to Life Orb. I'm just going to go for an Iron Head, get off some stab hits, do some damage into whatever he's going to switch in. He actually stays in and goes for the Icicle Crash, which is fine with me, but he gets the flinch, which is unfortunate, but with Leftovers Recovery, I can actually live one more Icicle Crash, so I have to Roost this turn and hope he doesn't crit me or flinch me again. We live on 3%, and come on, and we Roost. He didn't flinch us, didn't crit us, so we're in a good spot now. We're back up to full. We're going to go for one more Roost, just to get back up to a really high amount of health. As he's going to switch into his Mega Charizard X, as we Roost on him, which is perfectly fine. So now we're at a full health Skarmory, and in a good position. We're up 4-3, and I see Mega Charizard X, I'm switching into Regirock. This thing cannot touch me. Even with Earthquake, it really can't do much to me. So he's going to go for a Dragon Dance, and I'm going to start going for Sleep Talks while I'm asleep. So I do go for the Sleep Talk. I unfortunately get Rest, and it's not going to make a difference. As he's going to get Parahacks this turn anyways, so this turn was really pointless. Excuse me, guys. I'm going to go for one more Sleep Talk and get Rest once again, which is, it's nothing I could do about it. It's the best I could do. He goes for one more Dragon Dance, and now he will be back to outspeeding me at +2. This is the turn I wake up, though, so I'm going to go for Stone Edge on this turn. As he goes for a Roost, I'm not quite sure why, but it is what it is. I go for a Stone Edge, and that's going to 2-hit KO him. So I'm going to go for one more Stone Edge, as he goes for a Dragon Claw, and I eat that up perfectly. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. This Regirock takes out the Charizard, and it did what it was supposed to do. And now that Charizard is gone, Skarmory just wins the game. Iron Head kills Mamoswine. Brave Bird kills Heracross if I'm at a decent enough health, and he doesn't kill me with a Scarf close combat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch into my Skarmory right here, and I'm just going to start going for Roosts. I'm going to wait for him to kill himself with Life Orb, so I'm at a good enough health to take on that Heracross, and I can preserve Differential, because Differential matters in this league. So I'm going to keep going for Roost. He's going to go for an Icicle Crash. I really can't afford to be flinched right here, but luckily he does not flinch me. I go for Roost, and I go for Roost one more time, as he is going to go for one more Icicle Crash, die to his Life Orb damage, and down goes the Mamoswine. And all that's standing in between me and victory is that Heracross. If he were to flinch me on this turn, we'd be in kind of a bad spot. Skarmory would probably die to Heracross, but I could kill it easily with Fake Out for Mega Lopunny, switch into Latios or something. I don't know, I would figure it out. But either way, he's going to go for a close combat. We're going to eat that up very nicely, and we're going to kill it with a Brave Bird. That's going to be the game, guys. We are 2-0, off to a great start. One of the other matches, as I'm recording this, one of the other matches has not happened yet. So we could possibly be in second place. We could possibly be in first place. It all depends on what else happens. Because right now we're 2-0 +6. And next week we play ErcaPerca, whose YouTube channel should be down in the description. Make sure you go check him out. And I have no idea what I'm going to do against his team yet. But either way, guys, I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you did, like, subscribe. Go check out my buddy ohGrant. We're doing a Red and Blue Soul Link with him. Episode 2 should be going up right around the same time this video goes up. But either way, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.